weakness Gross has going there is that he's going alone. I can't make it because unfortunately I had previous commitments to go to UMaCon. So I have to be in Detroit, else I definitely would be there supporting him. Um, it is difficult because if you look at the VXG videos, the crowd was on Gross's side. This is not going to be the case at MLG, and I don't know how much he was feeding off the crowd at VXG. That was clearly, against Perfect Legend, but was totally for him. I think it might very well be the opposite. He might even have a few haters at MLG, God knows, but I don't know if he can handle it. It's just a matter of seeing. I don't question his skill. I think he is the most underrated Mortal Kombat player in the world. Like, people don't realize how amazingly good he is in this game. Like, legit. He's not on YouTube, he's not online, he's not on all that stuff. But if you see him play with your own eyes, unless you're a hater, you have to sit down and say, yo, that guy is mad talented.
Who's fapping on the stream? Either that or somebody's fucking tapping their dip box.
And I remember I have a $50 bet. I actually went on a limb and say I think Gross might actually put it all at MLG. I definitely think actually, like, if I make a serious bet, I would easily bet $80 that he's $100 that he's in top 8. And I would easily bet confidently $100 that he's in top 4. Me saying that he's doing it is, of course, a stretch, but I want to believe in the guy. But I know I'm saying that he's going to get body lovings. I know that.
I mean, like I said, I don't think he's not going to do well. But what I do think is, like you said, the nerves of being on the real big stage, the nerves of that hostile crowd. I don't think he has that Rocky Balboa in Russia moment where, he's going to turn the crowd. Not because the crowd won't turn in his favor, but I think because it's not going to be embracing him because he's coming in with high expectations. But I do think if he does do well here, this is a community that in the end he will definitely win people over. I mean, Lovings is here right now, hating it that I'm not putting him up in that top spot. But like I said, I just don't think, and it's not to take away from him as a player, it's to take away from him on the experience. That's the only thing that I think is going to hurt him.
I just, it never kind of comes to the blue at time.
Limbo, your fucking mic, mute it.
Can you guys kick people out of Skype calls?
Why, you want me to kick Limbo out?
I mean,
I had my mic muted because I thought it was me, but it's not.
Oh, he just dropped.
It's definitely Limbo because you can see the blue screen.
Yeah, he just dropped. Yeah, Limbo, go back into the chat and troll away. All right.
Yeah, but just on the point with the tournament and nerves things, you have to realize is that these guys, wherever they travel, if they go to Mexico, they come to VXG, they're always underrated and they're always alone. DRA went to Evo. He had 2 Dominican players in the entire crowd of 3,000 people in 2011, and he beat Justin Wong on stream, knocked him out of the tournament. People, there were maybe 5 people clapping in the crowd when he did that. People were just stunned. No one was supporting him. People thought he was going to get bodied. Even the commentators were like, oh yeah, no, Justin Wong, it's a pretty long matchup, but Justin Wong's going to do that. I'm just saying, these guys have a different way of playing. They have a different attitude towards gaming. It's a completely unique thing about that. I'm not just saying that because I'm from the Caribbean. Honestly, I'm just saying as a gamer, you have to realize that these guys have a different way of gaming. Most of them don't even own a PS3. They go to each other's house, they sit down, and they play there. It's literally the true sense of a word, a community thing, because they can't afford the PS3, so one guy, or they pool money and it stays by one guy's house for this week and another guy's house for this week. That's how they game, and that's how they improve. They don't have online capability properly, all of that kind of stuff. So it's like when Goku trains in Dragon Ball Z, trains with the weights on his legs, he takes them off, and all of a sudden it's like he's on another level. That's the kind of training these guys undergo. It's under the worst odds and under the harshest conditions. So I think that kind of thing can help them when they move to the U.S. and perform over there.
But like crazy saying the same thing. You know, when EGP, when VSM and all these other guys are training, you got to understand that what they're training at is these are the top dogs already. So when they're training each other, even like with Pig down in Atlanta, when he's going to the beer and brews and his tournaments and he's training with his guys, everybody's training with the top dogs. You know what I'm saying? So they're already training with Bruce Lee's. So when they come out, they're prepared for what anybody can throw at them. So I mean, it's going to be hard. If he's not, and I don't know what the perception of MK9 is in DR as far as the amount of talented players, but if he's not if he's training with a bunch of me's playing Baraka, he's going to get blown to hell. Now I understand he beat PL, but the point is, if he's not training with the top dogs, you're not leveling up. You're just beating lower players. So when you get to this stage, the lower players, the minor leagues and the major leagues get sorted out in 2 matches. And that's it. 2 matches, you're done. And just from looking at this 59, I made a prediction of 25, and I already know I'm going to have shit shifted all over. I mean, it'd be funny as hell if I hit it on the money, or at least if I hit 70%. But, it's one thing to train and play the game because, everybody's got to share a PS and there's no online scene. But if you're training with guys that aren't that great, then, all you're learning to do is beat on those guys. Now, watching that match with him and PL, he beat PL with basic fundamentals. Like, he didn't razzle and dazzle him or keep him out all day. I mean, he basically countered anything that Kung Lao did with the uppercuts, for example. He uppercutted the hell out of him, which was something basic. Now,
Perfect Legend definitely lost, but he did not know the matchup. Sometimes he gets stuck in teleporting like the shit, he teleports all over again, and he just gets his, he doesn't understand. You have to stop, especially against Sector. Now I understand that Ronaldo, he has high hopes for his friend, but to say that he's gonna get top 4, I just think back of the Europeans saying some of that nonsense they've been saying. All of them coming over getting top 8, or one of them winning. I don't know. I just he may be a good player, but I just don't. This is MLG, man. This is probably gonna be like maybe the 3rd or 4th biggest major MK is gonna have, and I just. I could be wrong, but I don't see him getting top 4. In fact, I don't even see getting top 8.
I mean, like I said, it's MLG. I wouldn't even say like it's the big. It's for the MK community. This is our World Series, not Evo. I mean, yeah, I know PO won it, but Evo is open doors. Anybody comes in. So you get to like you were saying earlier. Kids in the DR, they sign up for this game just because it's there. But this is not that, at MLG, that's not an option. It's not, I mean, if you signed up for StarCraft and then said, hell, I'm going to play some Mortal Kombat 9, all the power to you. But as you can see from the turnout from the Tekken Tag 2, this is straight up the top MK players, period. This has been 4 events that I would put equivalent to 4 EVOs. As far as the considering the way MLG does treat the MK community.
You're talking in terms of competition, right?
In terms of competition. You're getting the best guys at MLG.
That's what I'm saying. So what, some people don't understand is you just cannot walk in there and get top 8. Because some of the best players cannot get top 8. Because it's very, very difficult to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got people like Crazy Dominican Senior. At Raleigh, he could not play because it's very, very difficult. It's not something you walk in and do. You know what I mean? And you guys know that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. I mean, like I said, I want him to do well. I really do want him to do well. I like to see people from other countries come in. Now, I don't know what's the deal with Madsen, if he's coming or not. He mentioned to me that, you know, if he comes, he wants to rep OBS, and I said, hey, you're in, man.
Is he? Where's he from?
Germany.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if he's coming, so that's the thing. So, I mean, obviously I didn't see him signed up, so I'm hoping he gets there. You're going to have to suck a lot of dick to get cigarettes in prison. No, Limbo, I won't, because, you know, I'll have you there to do the dick sucking. Sucking dick for cigarettes. You can't smoke in jail. I have to quit. Yeah, right. But
well, guys, I'll say this though. I mean, I hope that we remember this conversation so that, hey, you know what? If he doesn't even break top 20, then it's okay. Well, I guess everyone was right. But if he does indeed come in there and become top 4 player, or even a top player, that we look at it as, and remember what was just said, that, yo, if you go in to be in that top 8, you need to be one of the top 8. In other words, you don't just walk in and be top 8. That means you're a legitimately incredibly good player. So
exactly.
I hope that if he does come in there and he does do what we think he's going to do, that it's remembered and respected and not downplayed as, oh, well, he got lucky again and it's a fluke and it's a this and it's a that. You know, I just hope that's something that we get to see too.
That would only happen. That would only happen if the top 8 were Tom Brady's and PL's.
No, man. If he gets top 4, everybody in the community, you know, I believe, I'll say, you know, go ahead and shake the man's hand. You know, there's no excuses. He gets top 4, especially top 4. You know, not to mention top 8, top 4. You know, it's even big of a deal at top 8. You know, you get up to the man, you shake his hand, you know, and say, you know, buen trabajo, you know, whatever.
Was that your Spanish?
Dude, I'm a Spanish teacher, dude.
Are you?
Sí.
Chinga tu madre.
I didn't even know that.
Well, I'm not officially. I'm getting licensed.
Yeah. But I mean, one thing I wanted to also mention about MLG that I don't know if the community really realizes is that a lot is riding on this tournament. I mean, people say it a lot, but I don't think we know what we're looking at here. It's not only about MLG's continuation of the game, but I can tell you VXG is going to be looking very closely at what happens in Dallas. In terms of numbers, in terms of the gamers, in terms of the results. Because this is the point in the year where tournaments around like CEO in June and VXG and EVO that are in July, it's about now when we start to decide what game we're going to put in. And Dallas is I think probably the last big one, and you guys can correct me if you're wrong, for the end of this year, till the end of this year, that we're going to see MK at, unless I don't know if any other grassroots major is doing MK, but as far as I know, this is the one to gauge before the year closes. So I think you guys, I mean, I think this is maybe the problem with MLG too, is that you know that if you go there and you're not one of the top players, you're gonna get blown up. And I think maybe we just kind of need to make an exception for this one tournament and make it happen and go out and bring numbers for this tournament.
Well, I look at it this way. You, if anybody, should hope Gross don't do well and he gets blown up. This way he can go back down there for VXG and have home field advantage when we all come down there to blow him up again.
Well, you could look at it the other way. If he gets exposed at Dallas, people might say, oh, it was a looks at the Caribbean's free, so it doesn't make sense to go down. That's the other.
No, we plan on, like I said, you've been hyping it up enough that we're all looking to go down there, including myself. So it's a definite.
I mean, like you know, the thing is with the other problem. You see, any tournament that's the normal method, the grassroots tournament can do MK9. It's not a problem. You just throw setups and you make it happen. If 12 people sign up, if 100 people sign up, it's fine. Why? Because you have a pot split. Tournaments like VXG and EVO and MLG, we're giving away guaranteed prizes. So even if you guys show up with 10 people, or if you show up with 100 people, we still have to provide that prize. That is why it's for these kind of tournaments, it's important to see the community come out to these tournaments. The online gamers, casual, semi-pro gamers, just come out and just if you enjoy the entertainment, this is a way to kind of pay back for the entertainment that you get.
Well, let me ask you this, Ronaldo. You got the stream on? Where you at?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't have to do it. I was going to take a quick break anyway. So what I want is I will do this, and I will give you this. There you go. Now I got on right now, as you see, your banner, but I don't see no MK on there, unfortunately. But I will allow you to plug. I will allow you right now to plug it, and this way I don't have to do the commercial. I got the man who's doing the tournament to do the commercial.
All right, so yeah, the thing is, this flyer here, everyone knows VXG. It's going down in St. Martin next year, July 25th. This, what you're seeing here, is actually a tournament series in the U.S. using existing tournaments. You see Empire Arcadia with Battlefield Arcade, Yumacon, Level Up with SoCal, Regionals, Wednesday Night Fights, Thursday Run Back, Apex, all these different tournaments. At the time when we were setting this up, the only games that were confirmed for VXG was Super Street Fighter 4, Marvel, and Tekken Tag Tournament 2. We weren't able to confirm Mortal Kombat at such an early stages yet, and we're talking negotiations happening in like July. We wasn't sure what's going to happen with the MK scene. We weren't sure what's going to happen with Injustice, all of that kind of stuff. But we had to start planning the qualifier series. So unfortunately, we didn't have a qualifier series as yet for MK9. But I can't go into details about it. But like I say, it's important to see what happens at MLG this time. If things go good with MLG this time, and, you know, we're looking to talk with some tournaments out there that we know are going to be doing MK and get some guys that win these tournaments to come down for VXG as well. So to do the VXG qualifier there. So officially right now, any of these tournaments that you go to, the winners of Street Fighter, Tekken, and Marvel will get the free trip to VXG as well as a seeded point, a ranking over there. And then after Dallas, we're going to sit down with some of the people, including MLG. We want to talk to MLG. We want to talk to some other tournaments that we're going to have MK and see how we can work with them. But we also want to hear from the community. We want to see what tournaments you guys are going to be going out to. Because if I do a qualifier at a tournament, I want to be able to see that, hey, you know, there's this is the tournament where the MK guys are going to show up at. So, all right, let me check if we have any questions here for me.
Yeah, you got one from Loving asking if Gross is in Miami right now. Who's he training with? He's not down in DR training with those cats you talk about.
Well, he's been training with the guys in DR all since July the 13th after he won versus Perfect Legend. All he's been doing all his life, you know. He's done with school, he doesn't work, he plays Mortal Kombat like 4 or 5 hours a day. The guy this is his religion, this is his life for him. Now that he's in Miami, it's time to find some of the local guys there and see, okay, let me get it. It's maybe not the top players, maybe there are no top Mortal Kombat players, but at least I can get it. What's that?
I think he's training with Big D down there. I could have sworn.
Yeah, I don't know who he's training with, but he tells me he's been playing with some very good NK players, helping him out and showing him some stuff. There's a lot of little things like, you know, more stuff that he can do online, for example, now that he's in Miami. You guys are probably playing against Gross online and you don't even know. Maybe he just creates a troll account. Maybe it's some guy named Gross and you don't even realize it's him. But he's playing online all day, all night. He's, like I say, I don't know how much the professional Mortal Kombat players play, but I would be extremely surprised if they play and practice as much as he does. Because I'm telling you, it's probably minimum 5 to 6 hours a day. That is pretty crazy if you think about it. I've never played that much games in my life consistently. That's pretty sick. What else we got there? Oh yeah, I don't know who Big D is, but maybe you guys know him a little better.
Yeah, he's a player down in Florida that he trains with, probably. He's down in Miami, so.
So yeah, guys. Well, I mean, VXG is gonna have Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? It's without a doubt. We have a lot because of the thing with growth, because of Perfect Legend says he's coming next year at VXG. I don't even know if he'll play Mortal Kombat. I wouldn't count on it. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't, build my tournament around the expectation that he signs up, because he might very well not sign up for MK. And we might not get to see that run back between him and Gross. But there are other players. There are a lot of other players in the Caribbean.
I think PL will want that run back.
You think he would? I think he would.
I think he would. Come on, he was salty after that, dude. I think he would.
But then there's a lot of risk, because if he wins, he wins, and it's whatever. If he loses, he's got more to lose in this. You know what I mean?
Oh, if he's lost him already, what more can you lose?
Yeah, it's PL though. People are gonna troll him pretty hard for the rest of his life.
He hasn't won a tournament since Evo, correct?
That is right. Well, he won
DOA, didn't he?
won DOA at Seasons Beatings.
Alright, well, that's DOA. We don't care about DOA. That's a fucking dead game.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you just said he hasn't won a tournament. So I'm just saying, well, he did win that. And then at Seasons Beatings, if I understand correctly, he placed second. I don't know who he lost to, but from what I remember him saying in the interview, he placed second in Mortal Kombat at Seasons Beatings.
Who the hell did he lose to again? Shit, I forgot. Somebody in this
chat. Yeah.
What? Who lost to what?
Who did PL lose to and got second at the last tournament he was at? Season Beating.
Waffles?
No, Dizzy. Didn't Dizzy win?
No, it was Dizzy, man.
Oh, it was Dizzy.
Okay,
in the grand finals.
Yeah, that's the person I remember seeing in the forums that ended up beating him. The Lovings, I don't know. Ella, I don't know that many. I'll be honest with you. The only pro gamer, well, MK gamer that came down was Gross. I've had messages from a lot of other guys that live in TR that tell me they're better than Gross. They send me these messages all the time, like, yo, I don't think that Gross is the best, man. We're actually better than him. And
yeah, what's Lovings is saying something about Ela?
Yeah, I don't know who it is. But I do know that there are players contacting me every day on Facebook, telling me, hey, I'm better than DRA, I'm better than this one, I'm better than Sanford Kelly. Like, they're better than, they look at the VXG champions and they compare it. A lot of them feel that they're better.
So Ela is the best, is what Loving is saying.
That would be interesting.
So,
I don't know, because Gross, there was a local tournament, a national for Mortal Kombat, and Gross won again. This is the second year in a row, from what I understand, that he won. This. So let me take a look here. Did you guys see the video that? There was a video that the DR made, like a compilation, little movie thing, of their success over the last few months, so to speak. No. And in the video, there's a clip of Gross popping off, and he says something in Spanish. A lot of people were asking me, what did he say? He said, and I quote, he calls himself, this is after he beat PL, and he's of course very hyped. He said he calls himself the best in the world, but I beat him like a dog. So just getting that out there, because I know people have been asking me, yo, what did he say about PL? Because they heard him say legend, but then the rest he's saying in Spanish. But
wait, what did he say? What did he say again? Can you say the first part?
He said he calls himself the best in the world, yet I beat him like a dog.
Oh, okay.
That's what he said. But I mean, this is actually contrary to that. I mean, when you win, you pop off. You got your people around you. You get hyped. But he's actually a very humble guy. He's not full of himself. He's very serious into the game. Like I said, he trains a lot. So
PL got something to work for.
Yeah, is PL registered for Dallas?
I didn't see his name on the list, did I? Was his name up there, Natus?
Who?
PLs?
Yeah.
Oh, he's up
He's
there.
on the combo one for Tekken and.
Oh, he's one of the combo ones. Okay, yeah. So he's on there.
Yeah, he told me at season beatings he would go for sure. So I believe he will be there.
Yeah, he registered.
Well, he's got his opportunity to all of ATL on top 8. Wow, look at everybody. Everybody's making. Now I'm already damn. No Canadians. Well, we don't know if you Canadians are going. That's why I can't put you in top 8. I ain't put nobody in that's not confirmed. If I get more confirmations, I'll change it. What was that?
Does MLG have a minimum?
As far as?
Like, let's say Tekken. Tekken shows up and there's only 24 people. They'll still do it?
Yeah, they will.
But they'll never do it again.
Oh, it's pretty sick. What's the registry? I just can't believe this, man.
Dude, it's it's how they're perceived. That's what it is. Believe it or not, as much as the fighting game community at times seems like babies, at the end of the day, they are unified. It is, you could consider it like unions. Everybody's unionized. There's a fucking Street Fighter union. There's a Marvel Capcom union. There's an MK union. The MK union crossed the picket line. We went over to MLG, and it's perceived as some kind of favoritism. But hey, look, Capcom wouldn't. Capcom, didn't want to play ball. I mean, we all can accept the fact that if Capcom did come over, we'd get kicked out in a day. I mean, that's not even a question of an if.
I'm starting to doubt that, James, because it looks like people are just not going. Tekken is not that far off when it comes to the Capcom games right now. I can tell you the numbers, like at Level Up Series, at Wednesday Night Fights, and at Run Back are very good for Tekken. Let's say if Street Fighter is getting like 60 people at these weekly tournaments, Tekken's getting like 50. Like, that's how close it is right now with Tekken and this. Yet now we see MLG, and MLG is struggling once again with Tekken, even though they're providing the best price that you're probably going to see for Tekken until EVO comes. There's no other tournament going to give a price like this until EVO, and until VXG, of course. Those are the only tournaments that are going to provide a price like this. And people aren't showing up, really? Like, what is it? Is it Dallas? Because it can't be that, because I heard these guys from about Houston. They sent me a message. They're like, yeah, how come you're doing no qualifiers in you got Tekken and you don't have any qualifiers in Texas? We have a big Texas scene. And I sent the guy a message back. I said, dude, you're asking me about doing a qualifier in Texas and none of you are showing up to Dallas? Then he sent me back a tweet. He's like, no, well, we're just trying to finalize things before we actually register. So he says, like, a lot of people are going to register at the last minute. I'm like, okay. I'm not too sure about that, but all right.
I don't know. You know what? I haven't been able to put my finger on why the turnout gets bad, to be honest. I mean, I think it's a combination of lack of trust and so many games that MLG has picked up that when they drop it, it kind of falls off. So people are like, maybe the communities are hesitant. I just don't know. It's not laziness, because they'll go to, you'll go to a regular major and see 70, 50 people turn out for a Tekken tournament there. So,
well, actually, at season beatings, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 had 49 players. Mortal Kombat had 40. 49. That's embarrassing for a new game like that.
Yes.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, but you know what? It's also a combination. Look at the economy. I mean, I can make every excuse up in the world. Look at the economy. Like you said earlier about school. People can't travel to Ohio from, say, Texas for the weekend if they got school come Monday morning. So, I mean, there's a lot of factors in there. I just think that tournaments in the summer generally do better.
That is true.
For the simple fact that people are out of school. And B, money seems to flow a little bit better, or at least credit cards flow a little bit better in the summer. People are more apt to spend money in the summer because they can treat it like a 2-for-1. I'm going on a vacation and I'm competing in a tournament.
Yeah, That's right, but keep in mind this community, the MK1 isn't even that big. You gotta keep that in mind. As far as MK goes, we get, like you said earlier, James, we have like what, 200 players, 200 offline players,
Yeah, that's about
and
right.
that's it, man. Not all of them can come out. And I gotta peace out, but I hope you guys keep the discussion going, and I'm only listening for a while. But and thanks for having me on and speak my mind.
No problem.
But this, like, you only have 200 people, man, and it is what it is, and not all of them can show up, and that's reality. For financial reasons, for reasons, school work, shit like that.
Yeah, no.
Mario, can I ask you a question? How many people, like, we've been talking about like trying to bet on who's going to win, who's going to be top 24. I think a very interesting bet is like an over-under. How many people are going to show up to MLG Dallas for MK9? What do you think that number is going to be?
Over 50.
And it's going to be, it just depends if they're going to allow signups at the venue. And knowing MLG, they're not. They're going to say they're not going to allow it.
I think 90.
You think so?
Yeah, I predict 90.
Pig, but that's a lot, man.
40 more people? 40 more people is hard.
People,
that's hard. I mean, I might go with 75.
No, you got 59 now. So you got 2.5, 3 weeks left. So you get 25, 30 more people. I think it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. You're right.
80 to, I'll say 80, 90. 80 to 90.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be over 100 at NEC.
That I agree with. I think NEC is going to be the better of the end-alls for the...
It's odd. I am predicting 100 at NEC. I think you're going to have about 10, 12 Canadians. I know Atlanta's bringing like 10 or 12 in this area. I think Showtime's coming. Some of the Midwest, a lot of all of New York, VSM, the East Coast, SoCal.
Is Tyler coming to NEC?
Yeah. Tyler will go to NEC. I know. I'm making Tyler go to NEC.
Good. Tell him to bring my hoodie.
Hey, Pig, lower your TV down. We hear the game.
Oh, okay. I'll go back on mute. Sorry, I'm in like deep battle mode.
I think we can do. I think MLG is gonna get 60 to 70. I don't know about 90. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see 80, 90, but I think towards now, I think people are trailing. If they don't have the money now to get that plane ticket, they ain't going to get the money to register. I know what I'm saying? And vice versa.
Well, either way, hey, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it, James.
No problem.
Good luck to
see you, buddy. See you, buddy.
Good luck to Gross, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
You got it.
All right, Dave.
Right.
If you take him, man. Yeah. So let's say, man, that's not good. That's not good enough. Like, it needs to get to 90, honestly.
Nah, believe it or not, the number that is satisfactory, and don't quote me on it because I'm not MLG, but I know 60 is that magic number where from that point on everything else is a plus. So, I mean, we're one away.
Mathematically, that doesn't make sense because, okay, let's look at it like this. If they get 60 people at $60 each, that's $2,400. So revenue-wise, it's nothing. Then, okay, you got 60 people. Your stream is going to be okay, but because do you notice the problem with MLG streams when they only have a small tournament is they have to fill in so much. You know what I mean? Like, when you have a lot of players, you can more pick and choose what you show on stream. Now, because it's just such a small pool of players, they're just kind of forced to show everything. And it's not as entertaining. It's not as interesting for the commentators because they don't know some of the players that are playing. All of that kind of stuff is an issue as well.
Yeah, but the confirmed list of 59 right now are stacked players. So it's like they have a pretty wide variety of top players that they can pick and put on stream that are going to be that entertainment. So
we're still expecting more KH members to sign up.
Yeah, so there are going to be more.
You got 7 of them already signed up.
So I mean, you know what, Pig might be right. I think we might hit the 90 mark.
Well, if that thread on Touch Your Mic that shows that people with the colors and saying they're confirmed or not, if that was to happen, that would be great. Because right now that list has like 104, and out of that 104, it was like 90 of them was supposed to be in green.
I mean, what was the requirement to get put in green? Just saying I'm confirmed or having your name on the list?
Having your name on the list already and saying that you are definitely going and going to be registering.
I think green. You think green is you are on the list. You are registered.
Okay.
No, they say the green. No, there's some people in green that's not on the list. They said that we're definitely going. They just haven't got the ticket yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
Which kind of defeats the point. You might as well just.
Yeah, it does kind of defeat the point.
I mean, like I said, I mean, I hate to admit.
Stuff, waiting for your money to come, it could be that kind of thing as well. The problem is though is travel, because the later you book your travel,
the more expensive that ticket
it gets.
Yeah.
So that's the odd thing, That's why this is a very indicative number, because how many people are going to buy a last minute flight? What you can bank on is, okay, are the people in Texas that are going to drive this tournament?
See, there's a lot of locals.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in Texas that plan on going.
I know there was a bunch of guys from Louisiana. I know there was guys from Texas, Arizona, and I know K7 is up in like Oklahoma.
I would believe people like that will register, because now it's a matter of, okay, well, I'm going to make the drive. I'm going to bus it, are we going to carpool with a few people? That's where it can get a little better. That's why I think it was really cool what Tessie and Mike did, because they kind of got things going a bit together with what I saw on Twitter, that they started, getting people in the forums to register, and show Carlos that, hey, these guys are serious. But clearly Carlos is like standing his ground on the point that, hey, if you guys don't cap it out, then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I bet you, like I said, I don't think if the number comes up that close, what did he say the number was, 60?
Oh, yeah, if you count gross right now, 60.
But I'm saying, what was his magic? What was his magic number? What's he capped at?
The cap is at 64.
So he needs 4 more guys. You got Crazy going on the stream right now, so that's 61 right there. I don't know. I would assume if Crazy's going, Tyrant can't be too far away. So I would say that's 62. So, I mean, EGP, no EGP members up there. I really find it hard to believe that no AGP guys are going to be coming.
Yeah, but their whole issue is the whole carpooling. They're trying to still get that situated. Once they find that out, then you're looking at probably a possibility of anywhere from 8 to 15 guys.
And then, my Canadian brethren finds out tomorrow if they get laid off, then they're coming.
Yeah, I just read something on Twitter from Jer saying that they're supposedly getting laid off tomorrow.
So if they get laid off, they're going. So that's going to be at least, I believe, 4 guys that are going to be going there.
Wait. If you get laid off, you're going?
Yep.
Yeah, apparently so.
That's how Canada rolls, man. Don't fuck with Canada.
Laid off, you could have clicked unemployment.
Okay.
They got the free time, so they don't have to taking work off of work, so they're going to just use the unemployment to go.
So, so the MK community is going to do a prayer tonight and wish some guys get laid off.
I mean, it kind of sucks. I was reading that. I'm like, what the fuck? You guys are hoping to get laid off? I'm like, what the fuck? But then I was like, all right, you know what? You're going to get clicked on unemployment. So, all right, that makes sense then. Fuck it.
But, so that'll be at least 64 that I know of. That'll be coming.
I got to pop some pills right now because my back is fucking getting it now.
But, I mean, no, I think Pig's pretty accurate. If all goes well, I'm thinking it's going to wind up being about 90, maybe the lower 80s, but still, it's going to be it's going to be solid. So I mean, MLG will have no choice but to refocus at this and look at this in a different way and realize other means of putting people in seats. I mean, like I said, the team thing is a great thing. I know Napalm, I should just go. Well, I can't just go. I mean, after the traveling that I've done for the last 6 months, 7 months, I can't do no more. I'm broke, and unemployment and getting laid off doesn't work for me. But I mean, like I said, my next one.
You said are you still planning to go to NEC, James?
Well, NEC's no problem. That's a drive for me. That I can drive.
So you are going to NEC?
Yeah, I'm doing NEC.
Yeah, that's like a 2.5 hour drive for us.
Yeah, so Natus will be going too.
Hopefully,
there is no hope. Just go.
No, I don't got my workman's comp kit yet.
I don't care.
I'm still waiting on that right now. Once I have that, then I'll confirm.
What's up, Mr. Toxic? Sorry we didn't stop by the fucking at your restaurant on our way back from Canada, but it was too late.
You know what? Let me say something real quick because I've had a few people ask me on updates on my current status since my accident. Yes, I'm still currently out of work right now. I'm going to therapy 3 times a week right now. Waiting for workman's comp to kick in. Once that kicks in, I can finally get an MRI to find out what the extent of the damage is to my back and my neck. Hopefully, it's I don't know. I got a feeling I probably got a pinched nerve or slip disc or something in my back because my mid back is my most painful area right now. So once I find out more of that, I'll have a better idea what the hell is happening with me and shit like that.
So you, what you're saying is you're going to Dallas since you're on workman's comp?
No, I'm not going to fucking Dallas, dude. I'm more worried about suing the motherfucker who hit me right now and fucking dealing with all the fucking pain and therapy I gotta go through.
Oh my God. I didn't know there was 2 people in this chat that had tampons.
Who the fuck you talking about?
You.
I thought you were talking about yourself, man. What the fuck, bitch?
Well, there's only one other person, but she's been quiet. Are you there, Crystal?
Yep.
Oh, okay. She's just like, the room's all cleared out. You could be vocalized. You're all quiet. What's wrong? You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You want to tell somebody else off?
No.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
You sound like you're about to fall asleep or some shit there.
No.
Don't cry.
I'm just trying to get back. I don't know what happened. Something kicked me out. My internet's not working, so.
Well, you're on now. What the fuck?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're on your phone? Well, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your computer.
3G. Uh-huh.
Oh, so you don't see the chat?
No.
Oh, man, you should see
don't.
what everybody's saying about you.
I'm sure.
They're putting these pictures up? No.
Yeah. Uh-huh. The ones M2 Dave made in Photoshop.
Yeah, I'm seeing something about Crystal. Did you watch YouTube and did you see this and did you see that? I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
I'm not a singer on YouTube. I'm sorry. Somebody asked me if I was in this band or something. I'm not.
Which, Mr. Toro, yes, I do have a fondness for scotch, but it's not my drink of choice, to be honest.
Here we go. I was looking for this list. The player list for MOG on Test Your Might. Let me see where it's at. All right.
Oh, man, you know, I will say this, though, guys, and I told Natus this, I'm going to start wrapping this up today, earlier. It's already 3 o'clock. My ass hasn't slept. I slept 2 hours between Friday and Saturday, and that was it. Therefore, I'm pretty tired, and I apologize for, you know, not having a special guest this week, but next week I'll have somebody. I am going to start letting y'all split out.
Wow, I made it to the end of the show. Oh
wow, it's the first time
Me
ever.
too, I know. I thought I would go to sleep and wake up and you guys would still be going.
No, not today. 4, James, 4. 1 more hour, man. Nah, dude. Dude, I mean, I'm going on, I think, like 90 some odd hours with 2 hours sleep. I mean, it's pretty exhausting. And plus, I still got to get up my usual time for work. Yeah.
Well, quick thing. I'm looking at the list right now. There's 56 players in the green, and we have about maybe 30 in yellow, which are 90% confirmed, but y'all have not registered. And then you got about, what's this? The blue is for 75% confirmed but planning. There's only 4 people in that. And then the rest is still unconfirmed. Like M2 Dave's in that category right now, and Detroit's in that category, and the Super Bowl also.
Well, okay.
But it's a total of 108 people on that list.
So if they were all to confirm, you have a hell of a tournament.
Oh, yeah. That would be one hell of a fucking tournament if everybody managed to confirm.
I do got to show this video because I like this video. This video makes me grab my nuts. This is what happens when you want to act stupid.
Whoa! Yo! It's a nice-ass day at the beach today. Nice-ass day. Yo, hold up. Look at the news up there.
Where's the volume?
No, look over here. Look at the dude got a camera. Yo, hold up. 77 cents.
Where's the volume?
Something's about to go down over here. Look at the dude got a camera. Yo, hold up. 77 cents. Whoa! Yo, it's a nice-ass day at the beach today. Nice.
Still no volume.
Yo, hold up. Look at the news up there.
I hear it.
No, look over here. Look at the dude got a camera.
Why the fuck I don't hear it? I don't know why.
$6.77. Something's about to go down in this bitch. Yo, come over here.
My headset probably glitched out. It's alright.
Yo, I see somebody running. I know he's not gonna jump that. There's no way.
Once you're in the street.
What the fuck? Oh my god, yo, that's what you get for smoking trees. Yo, karma's a bitch. I hope you already had kids. Yo, my boy, you alright? Yo, Johnny, he got moving. Yo, that motherfucker. Yo, Johnny, he got moving. Yo, that
That nigga's stupid. Like, why would he jump there? Doesn't he see the fucking tree?
Yeah, I didn't get a
Johnny,
message back from you.
check it out. I bet these two little motherfuckers right here, $5, they weren't gonna jump on that tree.
James.
They ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god! He's fucked up. Yo, my boy up there. Yo, don't do it. You're the best off.
I hear it.
Don't jump.
Everybody else is
Don't
hearing
jump.
it.
No, I'm saying I didn't get a message back from him.
Oh no, I'll hit him up probably this week.
You know you ain't getting that $5. You gonna do it.
Alright.
You gonna do it. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god!
That fucking Raiden man is the shit.
You're my boy up there. Yo, don't do it.
Yo, he's got a few of those fucking videos. It's funny.
These fail videos are great.
Oh, that one right there. That one right there on the left. That one was funny as fuck.
This November,
Really?
the
It's
decision
commercial?
is
Are you
ours.
kidding me?
We can
Everybody
reduce
vote.
debt. We can create jobs. We can protect our future. We
Yeah,
are
this video
American
here had me
voters.
fucking dying.
Yo, hold up. Oh wait, don't do it yet. Hold up. Yo, hold up. Yo, Johnny, come here. Yo, my boy, hold up. All right, yo, Johnny, $5 he gonna fuck up. All right, you go ahead, my boy. What the fuck, no fake ass Spider-Man and shit. God damn! What the fuck? The fuck, no fake ass Spider-Man shit. God damn! What the fuck?
Let me find the other one. There's another one that I like. Where is it? Here's another intelligent one.
Oh my god, yes, see, I knew something told me to come to this neighborhood. Fuck a $5. I got 7 on this shit. Wait, he about to do it. Oh shit! Oh my god, yo, somebody get this motherfucker back. He is not getting back up. Oh shit, yo, I got this garbage. Yo, you get it? Because he didn't get the
Shit, boy, he's about to do it.
Oh my god.
Hey, oh my god, yo, somebody get this motherfucker a blanket.
Oh god. Let's see. He's got another one. I like. Where is it? I love these fail ones. These fail ones really are fucking the funny.
Yeah, but the best thing is the commentary from the Raiden guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is?
Yeah, we're working on trying to get them on the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably have them within the next week or two. Where is it? The better one. This motherfucker that jumps off of this fucking building. Oh, here's another good one.
Whoa! That's how you do it, my boy. $5, you ain't gonna make this jump. God damn! What the?
I like how he grabs his nuts.
Dylan!
Oh my
You son
god.
of a bitch!
Where is? I gotta find this one that I like. Not watch me get a TOS because of this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Motherfucker jumping from the fucking... Oh, this one's a good one. This one's good. Where is it?
I think I'm gonna take off, guys. James, thanks for having me on.
You got it. Anytime. You're more than
Nervous, but, you
welcome.
know.
You're more than welcome
Well,
anytime. I think there's some kind of sort of wackadoodle version of a resolution, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see.
Yeah, it should be all right now.
All right. Well, I will talk to you later.
Come to NEC.
I will. I am. I'm only 30 minutes away from it.
Perfect.
All right,
We'll
there you
see
go.
you there.
All right. Bye.
Alrighty.
All right.
Yo, James, you live in New York?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Cause I'm gonna be in New York from the 3rd of November until the 9th, man. We should meet up.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Yo, my boy, don't even get up.
Cool.
Yo, I see your girls filming you. Stay your ass down. Stay your ass down.
Oh my.
Damn. Yo, don't look at me. I ain't do that shit.
What the fuck?
Right, you Mega Man.
Let me get a copy of this shit, yo. I'm
Okay.
Hell no, you're not okay. Yo, you gotta show me that.
Still have a penis.
You sure about that?
I gotta find the last one. Last one. One more. Last
It's
one.
so
with this
good.
one. Yeah, there's some of these that are really. Where is the fucking one with this fucking Asian motherfucker jumping off of a building?
Ronaldo, Loving's got a question for you in the chat.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing now. Yeah, I do think so because the thing is, I learned a very strong lesson with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and now even with Tekken, that just because a new game comes out doesn't mean that the competitive community immediately follows it. I think if Injustice coming out, it's supposed to be, I think, in April, or maybe you guys can tell me better.
It's April, but the exact date's not confirmed yet.
Yeah. So let's say it's April. Then May, June is here, and June, and then VXG is here. So people are basically going to be playing this game for about 2 months. I don't know if that's enough to make the game bigger competitively, any bigger competitively than Mortal Kombat would be. And again, we are a Caribbean tournament. We do look at what the Caribbean scene is like, and a lot of people in the Caribbean still play Mortal Kombat. And actually, you bring up a very interesting point. The fact that MK9 will probably not get EVO makes it better and more incentive for us to do it, because now, okay, the MK community may not have reason to go to EVO, but now they have even more reason to come to VXG, because at least we're doing MK9. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Let me...
$5, he ain't gonna do it.
No, Billy, answer that question. People cared about UMK3 for years.
Yo, you a stupid motherfucker. Yo, why you getting up? Yo, he's not alright. Yo, my boy, come back. You left one of your nuts.
He's not alright.
Alright, that's enough of those.
No, Billy, what I said was, people cared about UMK3 for many years. So obviously people are gonna still care about MK9. It's only the game's about 2 years old now. So
I don't know if it's gonna grab that attention that like UMK and them have grabbed though.
Well, remember UMK3 was active for like freaking almost 10 years.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't know if it's gonna grab the people the way those earlier versions did. It might get buried. I mean, it depends on Injustice. MK3 was followed up by Trash, so people kind of gravitated towards it as like something to hold on to. Mm-hmm. But if Injustice and MK10 come out really well, then MK9 is going to get left in the corner of MKDA and DC and all the other ones, I believe. I mean, it really is pending on how good these two games turn out.
Yeah.
And plus, MK3, in my opinion, was just like me being the dinosaur that I am, the end of an era. That magic that was there with MK1, 2, and 3 in the arcade days, that's gone.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of those players that do come to the tournament are trying to recapture. This never was an arcade game, therefore it's not going to. It was never a token fucking grabber from kids. So it's just that level is. I mean, I wouldn't say UMK3 is better than MK9, but the people who played MK3 would say that. And it's going to go the other way too. MK9 players that grew up playing, MK9 and maybe not all the earlier versions, maybe getting involved in the 3D worlds, will say the same thing, the opposite. They'll say MK9 is better than anything else after, because in their world, it was 3Ds and then this. So it's gonna be good to see how that trend actually unfolds. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a tournament, like an MK10 tournament, and then a side thing with MK9. But, I don't know if it's going to be...
Me, old-fashioned, my favorite Mortal Kombat ever was Mortal Kombat 2. I actually stopped playing Mortal Kombat from 3. I think 2 was the best. That was the most enjoyable one that I had.
I will agree with you on that. I agree with that.
I played that for many years.
When they introduced running, mechanic in Mortal Kombat 3, it just didn't really fly with me so much, because it was too Killer Instinct-ish for me. Seeing these combos flying like that in like a kind of an unnatural way, whereas before you just kind of had to combo by inputting the commands. You know what I mean? Not by holding a run button and inputting commands. So that's why Mortal Kombat 3 never caught on to me. Yeah. So.
Well, Rolando, Napalm just says, don't worry, you have his PayPal account, so you can wire him his winnings. And Lovings has a question for you as well, as you can see the chat.
Okay. We were disappointed with King Blue River. I'll be honest. Yes, I was a bit disappointed. I thought he would have made it out of. King Blue River is a player from Chile that we sponsor. He went up to the season's meetings. He didn't do too well, unfortunately. But, however, he did do pretty good in Mexico. You have to also realize when VXG sponsors someone, it's not only... We don't sponsor gamers in the traditional sense. A team would pick up a player like Rio or City Junior and these guys because they feel they win tournaments. We pick up players. If we pick up a player, it's because we just want to do a service to that community. Chile is a community that has never, ever gotten any support to get an international player out there. The same thing with the Dominican Republic. So it's not about, if we want to just choose the best player, then we would sign a guy like DRA, who we know if we send him to some Street Fighter tournaments, he'll bounce some people. But it's not about that. We look for the communities that need the help, and we help that community. The MK9 community in DR never, ever got any help. That's why we decided to help girls. Same thing in Chile. They never had a player that, from all South American countries, the one country you never see at any tournament was Chile, and we wanted to be the first to help them out. So
except some motherfucker from Chile knocked me out at Evo.
Oh, really? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Was he really traveling from Chile, or was
Yeah, no, he was traveling. He traveled from Chile.
Wow. Okay.
He was a Kenshi player, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I wasn't happy about that, but what are you going to do at the end of the day? Gave me more of a reason to get drunk earlier. You know, Chile and Venezuela are the MK meccas in South America, I believe. And obviously, you know, when you go off coast, obviously you got Trinidad as well.
Yeah. Trinidad is. You'll be surprised. Jamaica has quite a lot of MK9 players as well. There's a guy in Puerto Rico. He's been consistently winning in Mortal Kombat for like probably 2 years now. Considered unanimously the best Mortal Kombat player. And he's looking to try. I'm actually trying to check my chat with this guy, Ricardo. He told me his name the other day. I keep forgetting his name. What's this MK guy's name, man? Ooh. Bombito is his name.
Wait, we've heard of him before. He's been to a couple play. I think he's been to Florida tournament. Did he go to CEO?
Yes, he went to CEO.
Yeah, I remember hearing his name over there. Is he the Noob Saibot player?
Yes, that's him.
That's him, right?
Yeah, I think that's him.
I believe that's him. He's the Noob Saibot player that surprised everybody. I could be wrong, but
yeah, that would be him because I know for sure he went to CEO because 18 guys from Puerto Rico traveled to CEO this year.
Ray's saying he's from Florida.
Bombito? No, Bombito's not from Florida. He's Puerto Rican.
Oh, I don't know.
If it's the same guy, no, he doesn't play Cyrax. He plays Smoke and Noob Saibot.
Oh yeah, that's right. Noob was DR. Okay, that's what that was. Okay, so Noob Saibot player I was thinking about was DR. All right.
This guy Bombito, he plays Smoke and he plays Noob Saibot as well.
Okay. Bombito plays Cyrax. That's what they're saying here. DR was new. Bombito was Cyrax. Yeah. Okay, I remember our Cyrax player. That was surprised.
I could be as well. When I went, the last time I saw him play with my own eyes was in February at a tournament in Puerto Rico. And yeah, well, he was pretty good. So he's looking to travel, but of course, again, it's also pretty difficult for him.
How big is the community out in Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico's got a steady community. They have a group of guys. This is called. Damn, I forgot their name. It's just so many communities I deal with all the time that I forget their names sometimes. And yeah, they have they did a tournament, the one I went to last year in February. Well, this year in February, they had about a good 40 guys show up to a major over there.
Wow, really? In Puerto Rico?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back to Puerto Rico one of these days.
I traveled with our best MK. He got completely blown up over there. None of the guys from the DR didn't make it because of the visa issue. So unfortunately, DR wasn't there. But the Puerto Ricans, there were about 4 guys from St. Martin that went, and the rest were all Puerto Ricans. It's a 40-man tournament.
That's not bad. That's actually a good turnout.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
That's why when people ask me, about, Mortal Kombat in the Caribbean, I say, or at VX, I say it's very doable for us because while we do want to attract American gamers, it's not the primary gamers that we attract. The primary gamers that we get in terms of numbers are from the Caribbean. So even if we only get 30 to 40 MK players from the US to come down here, or not even that much, if we get 20 MK players at VXG, that's a huge success, to be honest. That's all I'm asking for. If we can get 20 of the guys, and I've had like a good 8 or 9 that have already confirmed to me they're coming next year, I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? Because that's right there is worth it for me to throw an MK9 tournament.
20, man. You should get at least 50. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping for that. You know, just gotta estimate right just in case.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I even spoke to my girl about it. I'm considering, hoping to try to get out there.
Yeah, man, you guys should definitely this is gonna be the tournament of the summer. You know, even when a lot of the guys that have been planning to go to Evo before from South America and the Caribbean now know, you know, they have their own thing here. So a lot of people are going to start to come here. And on top of that, you know, it's the gamer's vacation for, you know, all your hard work throughout the year. To give yourself a break at VXG.
Yeah, you'd rather have a vacation out there than at Evo. I mean, what the fuck? You're just going to be at the casinos over there.
I think it makes the most sense for East Coast people especially. Because traveling from New York, the ticket to from New York to St. Martin is like $320, which is sometimes the same price as going to Vegas.
That's round trip?
Yeah, round trip.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, direct flight.
Well, how long is the flight? What, about 3 hours?
It's about 3 hours, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just bought my ticket to come back. I bought well, it's actually one way for $280, but you know, one ways are always a little more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's actually pretty good price to travel there. It's not that expensive at all.
Okay, that's definitely good to know.
What are your predictions for next year's VXG? Will USA dominate? In terms of fighting games, I think Mortal Kombat. It depends on what happens between now and then. CD Junior has confirmed that he's coming. So it all depends who else comes. My favorites would be, of course, up there. I would have to look at CD Junior. If Perfect Legend signs up, I would have to look at Perfect Legend. Gross is going to be up there. And I think the guys from Trinidad are going to step it up. I think you're going to see some guys from Trinidad come this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, they placed 3rd and 4th at VXG this year, but they want to do better than that. So,
okay.
Fighter, I'm almost 100% certain Dominican Republic is going to win that. I don't think anyone coming from the U.S. is going to beat these guys at VXG. I really don't think so. Marvel is going to be the most open game of them all because it's a random game in general. But Chris G's probably going to be here. You know, Filipino champ. I expect that he's going to win a qualifier at some point. He's going to be here. So.
Did Chris G confirm, or is he talking about it?
Chris G's talking about it, but I also feel he's going to win a qualifier. He's going to Yumacon. My money's on him to win Yumacon.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites to fucking watch him play. I especially since he's another player who plays Mortal Kombat. I definitely support him. Every time I watch him play, I'm like, yo, do your thing, man. And he's a fellow New Yorker, so I got to cheer the New Yorker, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think he's gonna probably be one of the best Marvel players that we're gonna see between now and next year at VXG. Consistently winning, I don't think anyone's gonna win more than him. He plays
the game. He's a beast, dude. He's just really good.
Yeah, and not only good, he's smart. He plays the game to win. He uses characters that he doesn't like. He doesn't necessarily like them, but if they get the job done, he plays them. You know, it's
and that more is doing the job.
You know, it's a debate that happens, and it's funny because I don't see this. People criticize the Mortal Kombat community, but one thing I don't see as much as I see, like in the Capcom community, is people that hate on people that so-called tier whore. You know, like, oh, like all of a sudden Cammy is so-called overpowered. Everyone wants to diss people that play Cammy, you know, whereas it's pretty understandable, you know, when Kung Lao was top, people picked Kung Lao, you know, Jax and these players, and it's not like something you get ridiculed for. It's kind of the stand. You play to win, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's a bit of a childish thing that I see in the FGCs, especially the Capcom games. People crying about it, but yeah. That's it for DR. Marvel. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with Marvel. The thing is, right? If CD Junior wins at VXG, Mortal Kombat 9, I'm gonna credit that win to Dominican Republic. Fuck it.
That's Dominican power.
If him or Crazy Dominican win at VXG or Gross, I'm gonna still consider it a win for the Dominican Republic. We're not going to actively invite any Japanese or Korean players. I am going to Tokyo next week, Monday. I'm leaving St. Martin to take a trip over there. But it's actually not for business related to players. I'm dealing with some business for VXG, but it's not related to any players. I'm not going there to talk to Daigo and ask him to come any of that bullshit. I'm not really interested in Asians coming to VXG, to be honest.
But if they did, it would be nice.
If they did, it would be nice, but I think it's one of the most overrated things that tournament organizers do. Spending thousands of dollars flying these guys in. And what you ultimately just do is you kind of hire people to take your prizes away. Not only that, but you kind of scare the casual gamer that wants to squeeze into top 8 away from your tournament because you've brought in 4 assassins from Asia. But
wouldn't having big names help the tournament, like have more players go there?
I don't think so. I think that is the most overrated thing that tournament organizers believe, but it's a fallacy. I think tournament organizers that pay and try to get these so-called top players to come to tournaments, it's not something that works in your benefit. Because people see Evo do it, they think that's the way to do it. Look at Seasons Beatings. We sponsored Seasons Beatings. It was a great tournament in terms of the entertainment factor and so on. But let's be real. You have a $5,000 pot bonus, right, for Marvel and for Street Fighter, and only about 170, 180 people sign up. That's really bad. When you really look at it, that's pretty bad. Okay. Now, you brought in, Infiltration and Laugh and those KOF players, you brought them in. Where is the returns? If anything, I think you scared away a few guys, because tournament organizers, we have to also rely and cater to not necessarily the casual gamers, but I call them the semi-pro gamers. Like we play competitively, but we're not going to win a tournament. But I don't want to go in and lose to an Asian. That's just something that people don't admit. But I think it's something that hurts tournaments. They should kind of get away from that habit. I mean, look at MLG. Like you said yourself, 59 people confirmed in a very stacked list. Where are the casual gamers? Where are the extra gamers? Where are the people that are paying the bills, that are signing up and giving you money? They're not there. Where are the people that are adding to the pot bonus? They're not coming because the list is stacked. Now, MLG doesn't have a pot split. That's a bit different, but it just shows you the casual gamers don't come out to those tournaments. That's why we're also doing a top 16 payout for all.
Wow, top 16 payout?
Yep.
Holy, has that ever been done?
I don't think it's ever been done, no.
That's the first time I've ever heard of a top 16 payout.
Yep.
Are people even aware of that?
We've been floating it out there a little bit. We haven't officially announced it yet because we want to sign all our contracts first and make sure everything is set before we do that. But it's a top 16 payout with, for example, for Street Fighter, where we have $13,600 given away. That means that first prize is something like $5,000, which is a decent prize. Then 16th is still getting $160. So
does
instead
of players you have in the tournament?
No, that is guaranteed prize.
But that's only for certain games, correct?
That is right now at this point confirmed for Street Fighter, Marvel, and for Tekken.
Okay, that would be top 16. Every other game will be what? Top 8?
So all games are top 16.
So you do well besides those 3 games, if you have Mortal Kombat there or Injustice, are you going to do top 16 on those also?
Yeah, we'll do top 16. It's just the payout will be smaller because the pot bonus there is $3,000 at this point.
Okay.
If you can get it up, then okay, it'd be nice. But I think it's still nice if you get $40 in your pocket, for placing 16. That's still pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Something's better than nothing sometimes, man.
Yeah. At least you get your registration fee back, for example, or you get a drink for the night. You get something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
If MK or Injustice develop into the type of game that would bring the attention and the numbers. Because remember, what we do is based on trying to get people attention on the island. So we do have to rely on games that we have to reward the games that attract numbers. So that's why I stress again, guys should check out this MLG tournament, go out there, because our sponsors are looking at these things. Our sponsors are looking at the attendance of these games and are telling us, look, we want to put money in Mortal Kombat. We want to put money in Street Fighter. We want to put money. They're looking at those kind of things, and they're going to make decisions.
Are they seeing that Mortal Kombat is taking out KOF, Soul Calibur, is doing better than DOA 5 right now?
Right, and that's why all of those games you mentioned. That's why all of those games you mentioned are not even in the discussions yet, with the exception of KOF. KOF is a popular game in Latin America, so it's going to end up getting a lot of people at VXG. But DOA, personally, I don't see DOA at VXG next year. I know Carl's going to hate me for saying that.
You don't see it lasting, huh?
I don't see it lasting.
Huh?
You don't see it lasting at all?
I don't see it, no, man.
It's a cult. It's a cult game.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't see it lasting. I don't see it getting new gamers, because that's something you also need to realize, is that you can't constantly rely on the same old gamers that you had before. The question is, can your game, for some reason or the other, attract new players to compete in your game? DOA is not that game. DOA is not going to attract any new gamers.
Now, Loving asked a good question. Is there going to be other games like shooters and sports there?
Yes. We're gonna have We're gonna have Halo 4, and we're also gonna have Modern Warfare, Black Ops, FIFA 2013, NBA 2K13, and Madden 2013.
Hey, Natish. Baruch Goldstein asked, "Are those regular headphones or some sort of primitive translation machine?"
No, they're Tritons.
Let me run one quick commercial. Take a leak, and I'll be back in a sec, and then we're going to wrap the show up.
All right.
Japanese fighting games. My tag's K-Frog, and I'm a competitive gamer. Mortal Kombat's my game, mainly because I'm terrible at Japanese fighting games, but I still go to pretty much all the fighting game tournaments in Toronto, and I've competed at some of North America's largest major fighting game tournaments as well, like Evolution in Las Vegas and some of the Major League Gaming tournaments. I've held casual gaming sessions every month at my place to help local players level up and train for the past year, and I sometimes house gamers when they come from out of town for a tournament. The long and the short of it is, I'm very familiar with and very connected to the fighting game community. I've always been especially struck by the level of analysis and effort that some players put into mastering their games, and with everything that goes on inside and outside of tournaments. I'm pretty sure the majority of people have absolutely no idea how far competitive gamers go to become top players in their games, and about the level of devotion and skill that's involved in the process. So I decided to do this project. The goal? Present the range of experiences by talking to both casual and competitive fighting game players, as well as sharing my own experiences. In order to do this properly, I need to get to New York City and California to conduct some key interviews with a few of North America's top fighting game players. I'll then be providing exclusive in-depth coverage of one of Canada's largest major fighting game tournaments, T13, which many of these players will be attending. So I invite you to join me as I attempt to define the premise of the game.
That's the one, Nick. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Monkey China, what's this? Oh God! All right.
So is this? Fuck off, Monkey China.
Monkey Chime's one of our usual trolls. He can't even spell Puerto Ricans. Are Puerto Ricans real people? No, they're not. They're fake. So they took all their pets and threw them off a bridge. Nice. All right, Mr. Toxic, I will hit you up. Global Defense Force. What do we got here? Okay. Yeah, so we'll definitely hook up when you get down here.
When you coming down again, Ronaldo?
I'm gonna be there on November the 3rd. I'm going to UmaCon, and then right after UmaCon, I'm catching a flight going straight to New York. I'm going to hang around there until... Oh, so actually, no, I'm saying the wrong dates. I'm arriving on the 5th, and I'm leaving on the 9th. I'm going to stick around until Battlefield Arcade, which is the 8th. I'm going to catch Break on Tuesday, and I'm going to catch Big 2 on Wednesday. I'm going to do some promotion there as well at those different events.
Oh, nice. You're going to be all over.
Yep. I'm going to be in LA as well before that, just before, for Halloween. I'm going to be at Wednesday Night Fights. So anyone's in the LA area, make sure you come there. Also on Thursday Run Back, make sure you check that out.
Yeah, Wednesday Night Fights kind of abandoned MK.
Yeah, but they did have it at one point, right?
Yes, when it came out, it was a big thing over there. I was pulling in numbers, and then Wtih decided to drop the game out of their season.
He dropped it with good numbers, or did the numbers deteriorate?
To be honest, I do not remember, but he dropped the game.
Yeah, I heard
got like over there, and they put certain games for their seasons. MK was there, then they just dropped it. But every now and then they'll bring back an older game, but I don't see Mortal Kombat coming back. Wtih doesn't anymore.
Like Virtua Fighter snuck in for a little while, then they canceled Virtua Fighter again. They had Persona 4 like on stream for a while. Now it's on the side stream. Like, you know, he's trying. He does his thing to try and like give a little attention to the other game, so to speak. But I would imagine that it would have something to do with numbers. I don't think he hates the game or anything like that. Of course, he doesn't hate the game. It's not a Capcom game or anything like that. But
well, from what I was told from the guys out there, he stopped doing it, so they all stopped going. And once he stopped doing it, they all just completely was like, all right, fuck it. And now they go to EGP, which is somewhere out near that vicinity area.
Oh, it's interesting.
Like I said, I don't know the full details, but that's what I supposedly heard. You have to actually find out from Alex himself on why MK was dropped.
I'll ask him about Mortal Kombat and stuff. But you know the thing is, I'll be very straight up with you. What people are going to say when you talk about Mortal Kombat. Now they're going to say, oh, it's a dying game and Justice is coming out. You know, that's the attitude that people in the community speak in the FGC. I know MK players don't like to hear it, but I'm just quoting what many people feel out there. You know what I mean? I ask a lot because I'm new to this fighting game community, both Capcom games, MK games, 3D games, whatever. I'm very new, so I ask around. You know, I had a conversation for the first time with Big D yesterday on the phone. I called him up, and you know, I reached out to him because I want to get some insight. You know, he's an experienced guy, and I want to speak to him about some advice on the scene and gaming and all this kind of stuff. And I do that constantly. And one good thing about me doing this is that because I'm a neutral party on the outside, I kind of can gauge things on the outside looking in and give you guys, like, you know, real talk, like Triforce says. You know, I can give you what is really being said out there. And what is being said, the consensus is that Mortal Kombat is going to die because Mortal Kombat players are going to abandon the game when Injustice comes out.
I don't think they'll abandon it. I think they should start gearing more.
Goldstein, take a time out for your dumbass fucking responses there.
What do you say now?
It's some stupid shit. Monkey Chime, you about to get it also, so shut up.
They're partners in crime.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Injustice is gonna. I think they're gonna really try to go whole hard on attracting that Capcom crowd. Which, you know what, the MK crowd.
That's what it's gonna happen.
The MK crowd is not gonna like that. It's a very sheltered fucking community, and they're not gonna like the fact that players like maybe an Alex or a Wong might steal some of their thunder.
Okay.
So
just gotta send a quick shout out to my boy Super Kid is listening all the way from Amsterdam. What's up, dude? Thanks for logging in. You're kind of catching us at the end of the whole show, but it's all good. They got a what? I think a 6 hour.
6 hour difference. Yeah. So it's in the afternoon for them already. Morning.
Yeah, so they're on good time, whereas we are about to go to sleep.
Yes. Now you're in the same time zone as us, right? Yeah. You don't fall into
same time zone as East Coast until you guys go into daylight savings time.
And you stay the same.
And then we stay the same, right?
Oh, get the fuck out! You stay the same during that time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't do the daylight savings time thing.
Fuck.
So at half the year we are 1 hour ahead of you. Half the year we're at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Captain guys aren't going to pick up Injustice. Maybe a few will, but go look at the SRK. Those people have already. Wow, people at SRK already condemned Injustice.
Yeah,
really?
they condemned it from day one.
Holy shit!
They're not giving that game a chance.
No, they're not giving it.
That's. But you see, this is something I don't like about the American gaming scene is that, like one site or a group of persons can condemn something and that means death for it.
Yep.
That's pretty fucked up.
It is.
Well, that if SRK condemns the game and that's consensus, then everyone needs to follow that. I think people kind of just gotta go with their own vibe and do their own thing. And not always go on, because they might be surprised, the same people on SRK that are talking about, Tekken's going to be this, Tekken going to be that, where are they at tournaments? Whereas, like you pointed out with season's beatings, or someone else pointed out early in season's beatings, 50 people for Tekken, 40 for Mortal Kombat, it shows that as much as they might condemn Mortal Kombat is still there.
The keyboard warriors, man. They're big over the keyboard condemning the game, but they don't even support the game that they claim to support.
That really sucks that fucking condemning the game already, man. God damn.
I could tell you everything I have seen, and me and Triforce agree on this, is that Injustice will be the game to bring, I think, more mainstream, non-fighting game players to the game than ever before, because you're talking about Superman and Batman. And the Joker and these characters that and they didn't present it in the confusing way that Marvel versus Capcom did.
No.
They presented it in a more identifiable way, so you can identify the characters readily, and you want to pick up the game. You know what I mean? Whereas in Marvel versus Capcom, it still seemed a little too Street Fighter for the mainstream to pick up. So that's why I think fans of Superman, fans of DC Comics, going to end up picking up this game, even though, let's say, they're a Modern Warfare player. You got like Super Kid, for example, let's say on the stream, he plays Modern Warfare, doesn't really play that many fighting games, but Injustice might be the first fighting game he picks up because it has characters that he can identify with. So
that
I
is
think
true. That's a big selling point for them.
Yeah, it's going to be and now the trick is how is the community going to take advantage of this chance and get these guys to come to tournaments and welcome them with open arms to tournaments and make sure that their first tournament experience is like, okay, I've been playing this game for like 2 months, I think I'm good, let me go check out a tournament, and that they come and they see a community that is welcoming. Also, how do you get these guys to learn about the On Blast show? How do you get them to learn about Test Your Might? How do you get them to learn about NKU? How do you get these new gamers into the community? That is also a very big challenge.
Well, I mean, the companies need to reach out to places like the On Blast show and Test Your Might. And they need to actually suggest, even if it was like on an insert of their book, on their instruction manual, some kind of cross promotion between one another, which would open up doors for those newer people to come and join the community that aren't necessarily, your normal MK player turned into Injustice, which it could work the other way as a benefit going from Injustice to a MK. But if the companies, reach out in a more promoting way for the communities, then the communities can promote them. It's a two-way street.
Well, let me show you. Let me show you an example of a huge waste. You have the Mortal Kombat Facebook page, right? This Facebook page has 3.2 million likes.
Million.
3.2 million likes.
Uh-huh.
All right. The people managing this page post on an average of maybe twice a month.
Yep.
I mean, you mean one of those posts in there can't be, hey guys, you should check out this Han Blast Show thing. Hey guys, you want to learn more how to up your game in Mortal Kombat? Go to Test Your Might. Hey guys, VXG has a big tournament going down next year. Like, why are they not making use of this media? Same thing on Twitter. If you go on Mortal Kombat, you look for a Mortal Kombat, or actually, well, you have to go to NetherRealms, their Twitter. Why can't they use that also as a way to get those things out there? It's not going to hurt.
They could, but they don't. And that's always been issues.
That is going to be the problem where the company is going to make a lot of money from Injustice because it's a game that features these DC characters, like I say, that's going to bring the non-fighting game players. It's going to finally give them a reason, okay, I'm going to try this fighting game thing, right? It was like Metal Gear Solid did that for its genre, the sneaking mission thing.
Yeah.
It was a game that, I'm not really into the shooting and adventure games. I'm a fighting game player, but that game looks like a movie. I need to try it out. And then you get hooked. Or maybe you don't like it, and that's it. Either way, you get into it. The opposite is not going to happen with Injustice. The problem with us as competitive gamers and as people in a competitive gaming scene is that now we have no way, or we have not yet found a way to take advantage of the fact that this game is going to bring new gamers to the community and get them into our community. Unless by some fluke of nature, they happen to find out about the On Show or about Testament or about these things by some fluke.
Man, they got to know about this show, dude, because I'm looking at their thing and it's posted on their walls when I post up, but I don't put a direct link just because I mentioned Mortal Kombat. It goes right on their wall. But yeah, they never acknowledge it, so not everybody sees that because only people, my friends, actually see that. They
can have a feature where they can just click it and say that it's highlighted on page.
Yeah, I really wonder. I've been trying to get major sites to try to, more word. The other day I just sent like 10 emails to big major gaming sites. You think any of them got back to me? None.
Because they all feel their own oats. I told you. They're and this is reality. It's a business to them, and anything, perfect example is a company like, when we had Jet last week with when Midway with MK Universe with MK Dan and Total MK Luke, well, we give this person information, but we're not giving this one. They pick and choose, and unfortunately, because that has caused problems in the past, they're not that eager to do it again. They don't see the transition that's happened between the way it was to the way it's going now. They just see it as a bunch of kids doing websites that, do their thing and play their game and have their little pretty version of an FAQ, and they figure they have their money already. You bought my game, I don't need anything else. They don't see the competitive aspect.
That's it, right? And the other thing is, like, people were asking, why don't the game developers put more money into the tournaments? I'm like, look, in Street Fighter has sold like 4 million copies, worldwide. Of those 4 million people, how many of them do you think really compete in Street Fighter tournaments? It's probably less than 1%. I don't think there are more than 40,000 competitive Street Fighter players in the world. So if that's the case, obviously Capcom is looking at the situation saying, okay, so who's really buying our game? Who's really contributing the most money towards us creating and updating Street Fighter? It's the person that just goes to the store, sees Street Fighter, and is like, oh, hey, I remember that game when I had a Super Nintendo. I'll buy it. They're gonna buy it for $40. They're gonna play it for 1 or 2 weeks, and then they're gonna put it aside. It's the same thing with Mortal Kombat. The majority of the people that bought Mortal Kombat bought the game because, hey, oh yeah, man, I remember that game when it came out with all the fatalities and stuff. I'm gonna buy it. They buy it, they pick it up for 2 or 3 weeks, they put it away. And it's just like you said, the gaming company already got their money. I already made my income from you. There's no incentive for me to continue. There's no incentive for me to pay you to do a tournament because that does not result in increased sales for me.
No, and
might be
the fact
a couple DLCs and stuff like that. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get some increase in DLCs. But gaming companies are not who competitive organizations need to go to for sponsorship. It does not make sense to them.
But you also got to understand that, like, it goes even beyond that. Like, you know, you said, oh, well, this kid bought the game and made money. They don't even care if the kid buys the game. The store bought the game. They made their money off of that.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
You know, selling now, of course, if it sells better out of the store, it reflects their sales better because now you're going to have their true customer coming up to them saying, well, give me 30,000 copies of, you know, Street Fighter 6 because Street Fighter 5 did dismount and I sold them. But if you're not selling them, then they're going to come back to you and be like, yo, you sent me a fucking lemon. I bought 50,000 copies of this game and I'm still stuck with fucking 45,000 of them. And then they'll look back at it and they'll say, well, we got to do something. And it's only when they get to that point that they step back and reflect of what their sales are doing. But now with, you know, the competitive scene growing the way it is, they are being forced to look beyond the sell-in and they're looking at the sell-through to say that, hey, you know what? You know, we sold 50,000 to GameStop and they actually are calling us up asking for more, which means our game's selling well. If they don't get that, then they know that their formula or their game, whatever, how they designed it, is not selling well. And word of mouth, you know, word of mouth is what they do listen to. You know, they'll turn around and they'll say, all right, you know what, MK9, for example, sold 3 million copies. MK10 comes out and they find out it only sells, you know, 1.5 million. They're going to say, well, you know, where in the formula did we go wrong? But they're not going to look at it towards the player.
No,
they're going to look at GameStop and say, well, why didn't you buy, you know, more of them when you knew that this one sold X amount? But GameStop is looking at the player. Believe it or not, their people are looking at it and they're going, well, we're going to buy these games. We got to sell them.
Pre-order, for example, they have a formula in place. GameStop has a formula that it takes X number of pre-orders, it multiplies that by a certain factor, and that's how many games they order from the company. So if, like, that's why Tekken didn't do so well in sales, not because people didn't want to buy the game. A lot of people showed up for Tekken and it wasn't available because not that many people pre-ordered the game. So numbers are a bit you know, skewed when it comes to Tekken, for example. Whereas Mortal Kombat was the opposite. Mortal Kombat did better in sales in the first month than Tekken did. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 did in the first month. You know? Mortal Kombat was actually a very good selling game. But it was a very good selling game. Oh, what happened?
Rio just posted a thread on TYM. The thread topic is, which player has caused the most negative impact to the community? The names he's listed in this poll is 16-bit, JamessMK, M2 Dave, Perfect Legend, Pick of the Hut, Rio, Tom Brady, and other. Then it says, in your opinion, who has caused the most negative drama to the community as far as MK9 is concerned? And he wants people to post their reasons and why. He just posted this like 2 minutes ago.
No.
Oh boy, that's gonna be.
Oh man, that's gonna generate some shit on the site.
Fucking real.
Let me vote now. Let's see who am I gonna vote for?
Watch it be me.
No, I'm not gonna vote you.
Vote me. Fuck it. Everybody speak your mind. Put me down.
No, I got my person who I'm putting down.
Alright, guys, either way, I gotta wrap up because I said I wasn't going past fucking 4, and lo and behold, actually, I said I wasn't going past 3.
Well, we have a drama-filled conversation. It was actually kind of nice to have a good conversation here.
Well, you guys can continue. You guys can continue. You guys can continue chatting away. I'm not gonna drop the chat anytime soon. But
Well, if you're gonna cut the show down, then cut the show down. Because I won't stay on any longer then.
well, I mean, I don't know. You want to talk about your votes? I'm actually gonna go read the thread now.
Oh, you're gonna go read the thread now?
How can I resist when I got put in there?
Oh, it's already got like 4 people already commented on it. At 4 in the morning, people are commenting.
That's
Yo, get Rio in on the call, man. What the fuck?
Where is he?
Rio's causing drama. There's this Rio guy.
Fucking Rio, man. I like the thread he put up here. This is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
That it?
Yeah. Let's see.
I see M2 Dave is leading the pack already.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Tell me about M2 Dave. Why would he be leading the pack?
All right, I got 1 vote.
He's caused so much drama in the community, it's not even funny.
Rio and me are tied in second, and fucking Dave is taking the fucking lead.
The thing is, there's a difference between negative impact and drama, though. You see what I'm saying? It's like drama does not necessarily have a negative impact on the community. You can have drama that has a positive impact if it's an entertainment factor.
Is James typing a response?
No.
I think that's what he's doing, no?
No, I'm not typing right there.
I thought you were.
I don't know. I got to fucking... Oh, hold on.
You got a response?
Hey, hello?
Yo.
What's up, guys?
What up, sir? I like this new...
Wait, Dave is still up?
Yeah, Dave's always up. Here we go. Dave
If Dave doesn't win this poll, it's gonna show how naive the community is. Because this guy is behind the most retarded shit I've ever seen in my life.
What's up, sir?
He revived the MKU versus TOM drama when it was dead for over like 2 years.
Dude, I was gonna.
I voted for
Man, I was gonna go to sleep, and this idiot makes this fucking thread. Hey, Rio, weren't you the guy who fucking screwed like 80 people at an online tournament?
I didn't do that intentionally. That was an accident.
Dude, it was you. You told me on Skype. You actually knew what you were doing.
Yeah, after like no.
I'm blast right now, dude.
That was like at top 3 when I already knew the whole shit was going down. But I couldn't just back out and ruin the tournament.
Dude, didn't you tell me you're like, you know what? Okay, at first you didn't know, but then you came back. You know what, Dave? I'm just gonna go and do this anyway because I want the money.
I never said shit like that.
Yes, you did.
I never had sex with that woman.
Dave was talking about Skype. He was saying how how he's not one of the people that cause shit in the community. And I said, dude, if I were to make a thread right now, you'd have the most votes. And who's in the lead right now?
Dude, I'll bet you it's gonna be between Tom Brady and James.
No, not Tom Brady. Come on.
Dude,
No,
Tom
I mean,
Brady.
If the poll was who was the most emo, then I could see Tom winning.
The most emo. You should do a poll. Who's the most emo in the community?
that's the thing. Like, it's a very specific poll to me, bro. It's like you're not asking drama. You're saying negative impact. There's a difference, because drama can lead to entertainment. If you see what I'm saying, it can lead to hype. It can lead to rivalry. Whereas negative impact is people that bitch or people that try to keep the community down.
And this is exactly why MTD is gonna end up winning.
Dude.
Literally, dude.
I gotta admit, you caught a lot of drama, dude.
The drama you cause isn't even about the game half the time. It's about fucking site wars. Like, let's be serious here.
I don't know. I'm only one behind you, Dave. So.
Dude, James, you gotta take James into consideration, man. Like, he's a good guy, but dude, he just trashed an entire coast.
About what? The
He
game?
said-
As
yes.
in New York is gonna dominate them? What? That's the truth.
No, he said.
I said the West Coast is absolutely free.
How you gonna say that, man?
They are though. If you could.
But
you have,
again,
we'll see
is that
at
a
the end.
negative impact? Is that a negative impact to the community, or does the West Coast take a challenge and step up, and then we see more gamers come out? That's what I'm saying. The difference between drama and negative.
That has to do with the game. Half the shit you make, Dave, has nothing to do with the game.
Dude, what did I make?
You made a fucking thread on TLM bashing MK. Are you serious?
Dude, that's because Pink Ranger fucking banned me. Dude,
I still that name Pink Ranger, dude. Who the fuck even came up with that name?
Dude, that's... You know what? Dude, I don't know whether you saw the show earlier, but about
No,
that...
I see the show. I know where it's from, but why do you ever think of calling her Pink Ranger?
No, I'm saying... Okay, I was just gonna say it to Rio. I apologized to Gerchap about that thread earlier. But I was just, I just didn't think it was right for Crystal to ban me. That's why I made that thread.
Dude, you asked her to ban you.
Really? Are we gonna talk about this shit again?
Yeah, let's get off that. Let's get on this thread here.
Dude, like I said, but for me, it's between Tom Brady, because this is the guy who makes videos in his garage, whatever, gas station yelling.
I forgot about that video.
Yeah, but most of the times, Joe doesn't affect people negatively. It just affects him in the end.
Well, that is true, but look what he's done. And I have a lot of respect for Tom, but he just does a lot of stuff that's like very questionable. He removes his YouTube videos and the next day he puts them back out.
That's affecting him in the end. Hence, emo. You are affecting the community with your stupid drama.
Dude, I wouldn't actually be surprised if you won this shit. Damn, who just voted for me?
Dude, you got like 20 votes over there. Shut the fuck up.
No, dude, hey, James got 2 votes, man. James was close.
I think I might have to tie you right here. Ready? Here's your tie. There you go. We're tied now.
James voted for himself.
I voted for myself.
I'm gonna wait for the whole entire Illuminati to come and like give James 10 votes. And then I'm gonna wait for half of the smoke community to come in and bump Dave up to like 50.
Wait till people start waking up and seeing this thread in the morning.
Let me just mention this one more thing about Rio screwing people out of the online tournament.
Dude, I posted a Facebook conversation. I already explained that. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay, admitted you did it for the money. You knew about it.
I would have a tournament to play for one.
Dude, you told me at first you didn't know, but then when you found out there's like money on the line.
I found out we were like in top 3. I was like, oh shit, this is for a prize, but I can't back out now because it's gonna ruin the whole tournament. And I said if I won, I'd give it to whoever came in second.
Okay, remember the thread that Pig made when he called your cancer to the community?
Oh shit, Rio, take off multiple votes on that.
I don't know how.
There's gotta be a way how.
Oh, I don't have to do that.
Rio, do you, like, when Pig made that thread about you being a cancer to the community, what was your opinion? Do you think it was justified for what you did?
No.
Dude.
You know who I forgot to ask to Paul Marvez?
Can you modify the poll? Kink over to Marvez.
I can't. I don't have to do it.
All right, let's do a vote here right now. Rio, who do you think? Give me your number 1 pick and your number 2 pick.
First, I have to say you by far.
I can't believe this guy.
Oh, Tom Brady got a vote.
Okay, Rio, go ahead. Who's your first and who's your second pick?
You're number one by far.
And who's your second pick?
Then I have to say 16 baby because he promotes some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Like what?
Like he promotes like fucking emo-ness and
Like the
stupid
word,
shit.
let's be serious. He promotes that too much.
Let's be so real or whatever.
No,
the
he's
fuck.
like he's kind of like Tom as far as emo goes, but he kind of pushes his emo onto other people. He tries to affect people with emo-itis. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, DarKNaTaS, who are your 2 picks?
My 2 picks would be you at number 1.
Oh my god.
I already told you I voted for you. And I probably have to say... I'd probably have to say... Tom Brady.
Alright. That's reason. James, do you want to go?
I would say Pig of the Hut for being such a fucking goody-goody.
You should have voted for him.
I was gonna, but I'd rather vote for myself so Dave feels a little bit better about being tied for me. So by 9 o'clock in the
Thank you.
morning, so this way, come 9 o'clock in the morning, when you pull ahead of me by about like 150 votes. And then my second one would be Other, which would be the whole West Coast, because they're so fucking free.
Man. Wait, the same
Still
West,
have no votes.
the same West Coast that plays better than VSM in Anaheim?
Yeah,
Alright.
How are they free though?
that's the one positive thing they've done in the community since they've been here.
Man. Do we have anybody in the chat or from the West?
How do I get rid of the stupid multiple vote shit?
I'd rather be sure. Dave, you know how to get rid of the multiple votes? I know you've done votes before.
I don't know. I don't think you can. Only a administrator can change the options, I believe.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I was able to vote more than once.
Well, I think you have to make several checks on it, so I don't know.
I think once you vote, that's it, because it's not giving me the option to vote again.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it doesn't give you the option to vote again, but then I can choose like 3 guys that I think caused.
Ronaldo, so who you gonna go with? Give me your first and your second pick. If you wanna go with Perfect Legend because of what happened to your boy, I understand. So go ahead.
Actually, I wouldn't. If I vote for him, like I was thinking about it, it would only be because I question his attitude with regards to going to some tournaments, but I think he's improved. So I wouldn't put him in that category, but just to be, I'm a bit. I'm gonna give it to looking at the evidence here that is presented to me at this time. I will go with.
What's that?
I'll go with Tom Brady first and Empty Dave.
Wow. Enter Dave, you're always in there though.
Man, there's a lot of haters in this chat room, man.
I'm just going on the evidence. I'm reading what people are saying in the chat. I listened to what Rio said. I mean, I hear what you're saying about the online tournament thing, but I mean, overall,
Dude, that was bad. That was bad.
That was not intentional.
I mean, come on. People have done worse.
It's like me going to rob a bank and I see Dave like at the sidewalk and I give him a gun. I'm like, yo, can you hold this? I'm gonna go in and be right back. Come out, rob a bank, get out of my car, leave. Dave stuck there holding his gun, didn't know what the fuck happened, and then he charged with robbing a bank. How is that my fault? Officer did. I was just at the wrong place, wrong time.
Okay, fine enough. But what do you guys think is the worst thing Tom Brady has done?
Rio's got 2. Brady's got 1. And me and Dave are rocking.
To be honest, I'll change my vote. I won't give it to Brady because it doesn't sit well on my conscience because yes, he has done some negative, but the negative like the positives you do kind of make up for your negatives though? Or are you not looking at that?
Tom's done a lot of positives.
And I would say the guy has done some positives as well. He's like he brought me into the MK community. He's the first person I heard about. He's the first person that got me interested into the game. And his commentary on MLG, to me, I like it. I like the fact that he commentates on MLG. I like the fact that he tries to get people to come to MLG. So I'll just give it to you and Rio. I'll just give those guys. So So at least you're tied. Like,
Dave has done like nothing positive though. He's like the only person on there that has done not one thing positive.
What do you mean, dude? Look at the.
Dude, even Peel has ran a stream at one point.
What?
But you've done, dude. All you've done is cause drama.
No, dude. Dude, look at the forum on Test Your Might, the Freddy forum. I contributed everything about Freddy, like pretty much everything except the frame data, which Somberness did.
Promote playing a one-dimensional gameplay.
Shut up, you cabal player, motherfucker.
I mean.
So let's see what we got here.
Most of the Freddy players disagree with your style of play.
Hey guys, Rio has 4 votes, just so you guys know.
Oh shit, he's in the lead now?
Yep.
Wow.
Let me guess.
it's not even worth it to look at this poll now because tomorrow the votes are going to be in the hundreds.
Let me guess. They probably called up console combat people and.
Dave's like logged in on like 12 computers.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for the entire smoke community to vote.
Man.
The entire smoke community.
There's smoke.
The entire smoke and Scarlet community.
Yeah, you be at war with them, man. What the fuck?
Dude. There's only like what? There's only like 3 smoke players left because, you know.
No, there's enough for 20.
We'll see about that.
I was going to leave right away, but I guess I'm here to stay. So, Rio, this is a good way, like, to prep you to take over the show. I mean, this is actually kind of cool because, like, you know, if you do win this, then it'll prove you have what it takes to run a show like this.
That is what it takes.
You gotta
come down to this.
You gotta be able to blow shit up.
You know, the thing is, too, I would say winning tournaments is a positive impact to the community. No.
Well, if that's the case, how many tournaments have you won, Mario?
None.
I won season beatings last year.
And then you won rally this year. So that's 2. So you're up 2-0 on him.
Wait.
No.
That was
no.
Really.
No, I won season beatings last year. Rio won. You won Raleigh, right, Rio?
Yeah.
No, that's what I meant. I thought Rio was one who said he won seasons beatings. Okay, my bad.
No, he didn't
He
win.
actually won 1.
Yes.
Okay,
that
so
was
you
last
can't.
year's. Yes.
Yeah, so you can't really take the difference between tournament wins here. So that's not a factor. Okay.
No, if you win a tournament, that's positive, right? Wouldn't you guys agree?
It depends. What if you win a tournament and push it to everyone? Wouldn't that be considered negative?
True.
Because that's where Perfect Legend would lose points. Because when he wins, he doesn't do anything positive with his wins. He just says he's the best in the world and walks away and then talks shit. Yeah. So yeah, it is a tricky thing.
I don't understand how Peel doesn't have a vote so far.
Man, I love the guy, but man, when he lost to Dizzy on season beatings, man, he was out of control.
I'll just tell you this. This is the reasoning. I'll tell you this. This is the reasoning why I'm glad I'm not a top player. Because I would be fucking a lot of you motherfuckers up for real if you popped off like that to me. I mean, I would just smash your head into the screen so fucking hard that you'll have fucking circuit chips coming out of the back of your head for months. If you popped off like that to me because I beat you, or if you got in my face and started dick riding your fucking or slapping your cock on my face because you won, man, it's like sore winners, sore losers, like to the 10th power. He doesn't pop up when he wins. Yeah, when he wins he don't, but when he loses, oh man, the fucking Kraken is released.
That's why I was really happy. I don't know if you guys saw the video of when they showed when Gross won, and Triforce did something really smart that I didn't realize at the time. He immediately went to stage, he walked with Perfect Legend out of the building, and they went to the beach and then to the room. Like, he just wanted to cool him off because he knows we're a new tournament and he doesn't want the cameras to catch Perfect Legend doing something stupid, and then, you know, maybe he says something bad, and one of the DR guys is a little crazy, and they get a shoving match, and maybe, you know, he just said, you know what, Let me pick up this guy, get him out of the building before anything goes down.
That would have been hyped up if they got into it,
Try.
man.
What's that?
That would have been hyped up if they got into it.
No, that would have been bad.
Nah, fuck that, man. Everybody loves a good brawl.
Heel can barely do a push-up.
I don't think my sponsors would like it. Let's put it that way.
Oh, this could
Yeah, for real. What did TL do after losing to Dizzy actually? Because
he was saying the monitors lagged.
Yeah, he wasn't the only one that said that. CD Junior said the same thing too.
Well, maybe it lagged. It didn't lag for me though. I'll be honest, but CD Junior was saying it lagged, and Perfect Legend was saying it lagged. Those two were saying it lagged.